Hello and welcome to another episode of Toothless MMA's radio series Quick Hitters. I'll be your host John Galloway, and today as we look at the world of combat sports, I'll be joined by my guest Mike Bronzoulis. Mike, John Galloway, Toothless MMA Radio, how's it going today?
Hey John, thanks for having me on the show. It's going great, man. It's going great. Let's get things done, trying to get things ready for this next fight coming up.
I hear you. Speaking of this fight coming up, doing some quick research here, I saw that you had a fight scheduled originally for this weekend down in Moody Gardens Convention Center. Are you still fighting in that, or has that been taken off the list to make room for the Titan fight coming up in August?
It's still up in the air. It's a couple of days away. I signed the contract before I even had word of the Titan fight. But as of right now, there's no opponent for me. There were 6 guys. It went through. And I'm really not sure what to expect this Saturday. So we're going to find out real soon, probably the next day.
All right, but you'll be in there. You'll be in the arena on Saturday, ready to go if necessary.
Yeah. If it happens, if they happen to find an opponent for me, I probably will be fighting. Yep.
All right, now the fight that you have scheduled coming up in August for Titan Fighting, how did that come about?
My manager, Mickey Doverly with KO Dynasty, I guess he's got connections with Titan FC, and he offered me a contract with them, and I accepted happily. It's awesome. It was music to my ears.
Absolutely, Titan's a good organization to be involved with. Now, going back a little.
Extremely important, yes.
Absolutely. Now, going back a little bit here, you're the runner-up for Bellator MMA's reality series, The Fight Master. What was that experience like, going through that house and having that level of coaching there?
It was an amazing experience overall, just to be with all the other MMA athletes that I was with, and the coaching, and you get to tell a lot about yourself going through an experience like that, being away from your friends and family, having to fight every 9 days, having to fight people that you're living with, and you see them every day. You're watching people's dreams get crushed, and having to stay in the house. It was a lot, It was a great experience overall, and I learned a lot from it, I learned a lot from it. It's one of those things that I'll remember for the rest of my life, and, it's just a great experience. Even though I lost in the finale, it was still an overall amazing opportunity, and I'll never forget it.
Now, given that you made it to the finale, it was a decision loss to Joe Riggs, so you went the distance for the fight. Were you surprised that Bellator didn't pursue you more to bring you into the fold?
It was my decision to leave the company.
Oh, okay.
After that fight, I had asked to buy out of my contract. I was not happy, and they let me buy out of my contract, and now I'm a free agent. Well, not anymore. I'm with Titan. I was a free agent for a while, so. All
right. Now, when you originally went for the show, you had your preliminary fight, and you got up there, and you had the 4 judges sitting in front of you. What was it that you turned and asked Randy and said, "I want you to be my coach"?
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. Going to the show, before we got there, we're all on our phones before we get taken away from us, and we're trying to look on MMA Junkie and all the MMA websites to find out who the coaches are, who the guys might be that we might be fighting against. And immediately I saw Randy was one of the coaches, and I just, in my heart, I felt like that was the man for me. He could teach me a lot, and man, that's all I was thinking was Randy Couture. And after I won my fight, and I had asked him, he felt good about the decision too, and he just said, "Randy, I'd love to be part of your team. Can I be on your team?" And I said, "Yeah, we'd love to have you." That was a dream come true. That was awesome. That didn't even feel real.
Now, what exactly about Randy did you feel he was going to give you the most benefit by being on his team? What was it?
Well, Randy got some amazing Greco, amazing control. He can control opponents. He dictates where the fight goes. He's the man. He started fighting when he was 36, won several titles up until 48, 40, I think 49. And, how could you not learn a lot from a legend like that? To me, he's one of the best of all time. And
Absolutely.
wow, man, I was just, how could you not learn anything from him, whether it was how to fight, whether it was how to wrestle, strength and conditioning, how to fight when you're older. There's so many things you can learn from this man. It was a no-brainer to me.
All right, now, your nickname is the Greek. You obviously have Greek heritage. Are you originally from Greece?
No, my father is. My mother is Hebrew. That's why I have the Star of David on my chest as well as the Greek flag. I took the name Mike the Greek from my father when he passed from cancer. He was the original Mike the Greek. Never got to see me fight. Him and my mother put me in the martial arts my whole life. And before I had my very first fight, he always told me I'd be world champion one day. And, he never got to see me fight. So in honor of my father, I took his name, Mike the Greek, and just trying to honor him.
Absolutely.
Trying to make his last wishes come true, and, that's what I'm trying to do.
Definitely. I'm sorry to hear about his passing. Now,
it's okay. It's life, man.
It is. Now, are martial arts, and in particular MMA, a big draw in Greece? Is it? I know pancreation's got a history. It's got roots there, but is it really a draw for the Greek culture?
Well, from what I'm hearing down there in Greece, because I'm talking to some friends down there, there's several shows now that are starting to come up. Pancreation is always going to be big down there. MMA is getting bigger, but I think it's growing. It wasn't that big for a while, but it's growing now. I'm constantly seeing a lot of friends in Greece, at different gyms and training all the time. They have world champion kickboxers down, Mike Zambides, Yeah, it's definitely growing,
Well, it's going to be a worldwide sport, and seeing somebody with the nickname the Greek, that could definitely give you an in with that crowd. I'll tell you that.
As far as the draw goes, I believe that if I was to fight down there, I'd probably sell out an arena. I would love to fight down there one day. It's my dream to fight down there. They've been asking me to come down there and fight. There's not a pro card that I know that goes down there. Maybe if I do well with Titan, they might be interested in going down there one day.
You never know. Expanding reach is a popular thing these days. Now, talking about your fight coming up for Titan, you're going to be taking on Keith Johnson. What do you know about him?
Well, I know he's tall. He's a tough guy. I don't think he has any TKO or KO losses on his record yet. And he's on a 4-fight win streak. He's a very tough, durable guy. And he's in my way.
Now, when you're 6 feet tall, how much taller is he?
I think he's 6'3".
So is that
6'3", 6'4".
Now, is that something that's unusual for you to face a taller fighter in your weight division?
No, not at all. I've got tons of training partners that are that size. One of my old training partners was Jeff Rexroad, Legacy champ, welterweight. He's 6'3".
Okay.
So no, that's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all.
Now, looking at his fight style, looking at your fight style, how do you see the matchup? Where do you see your advantages?
I see me knocking him out, or I see me finishing him in the first round. I'm going to run through him like a knife through hot butter. He's never seen anything close to what he's about to face. Whatever he saw of me is not going to be the same me when I go into the show. I'm going to be in the best shape of my life, and I'm on a mission. I want to make a very, very clear statement when I go fight that night. And all I can say is my actions are going to have to speak for themselves. I'm on a mission. I want to become world champion, and I want to be champion of Titan FC. I'm going to be. And this is what I have to do. He's the first step, and myself, and I'm going to go in there and put on one hell of a show that night.
Well, for the people that have seen you, we hope so. We definitely hope so. Now, for the people that have seen you and the people that might have watched you on Fight Master, what's going to be different about your game? What's going to stand out where people go, wow, that's growth right there?
I'm not starting off slow. I'm not going to start off slow, and that was something. I'm a slow starter. As the fight goes on, I get stronger, and I get better and stronger as the fight goes. Most people start fading away. I don't. I'd like to start off a lot faster, and that way, hopefully, I'll have faster results, better results.
All right. So basically,
I'm bringing the fight to him. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the fight to him. And been working a lot on my wrestling, a lot on my cage, getting off the cage. So I don't know what his plan is, but I don't know. It doesn't even matter to me. It doesn't matter what his game plan is. My game plan, actually, my style, honestly, it beats most people's styles. People don't know how to train for a guy like me, and I just think that my style bulldozes over people. My style matches up very well against people.
well, now, you had mentioned earlier that your parents had put you into martial arts pretty much your entire life. What background do you have? What martial arts have you trained in?
Taekwondo, karate, Shotokan, Shotoru, American freestyle, kickboxing, Thai boxing.
So you have roots in traditional martial arts. At what point did you start?
Very much so. Very much so.
At what point did you start adding in some of the mixed portion of it, the Muay Thai, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the wrestling? Where did those get added in along the way?
I met Saul Solis, my head trainer, for Metro Fight Club when I was 17 years old. I started Thai boxing with him after I left there. I used to live in Fairtex Muay Thai camp when I was like 16, 15, and then I met Saul when I was 17, and then that's right around the first UFC came out there, like 97, 98, and he was like, yeah, everything's going this direction now, ground, jiu-jitsu, so I started experimenting more Thai boxing, and started getting into the ground a few years later, but more into the wrestling, more into wrestling defense, and it wasn't until the last 5 or 6 years I started getting, grappling a lot more with black belts and stuff.
Well, Saul's definitely a guy that has his finger on the pulse of MMA, so there's definitely definitely a feather in your cap to have him there in your corner. I'll tell you that.
The best, man. He's known for creating champions.
That is, well.
He's the best.
Well, hopefully.
With him, he's the best trainer around here in Houston, and he's hardcore. But if you're a fighter and you can last through his training camps and sessions, man, you're gonna be one bad mofo. It's the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. Sometimes I'm laying in bed, like just asking God, please give me strength to get up, or let my car blow up or something. It's something, man. You have to convince yourself to go. You have to be very strong mentally to keep going. It's very tough, but like I said, if you can make it through it, come fight day, man, I feel bad for whoever stands in front of you.
The fight is nothing after the training, right?
That's exactly right.
All right. Well, I want to say good luck coming up on August 22nd for your Titan fight. Possibly even good luck this weekend if Big Dog can get somebody in there with you. But we're going to wrap this up, and that's going to be another. Go ahead.
You care if I give a couple shout-outs to some sponsors of mine?
Yeah, I was just actually going to say that before we wrap this up. Do you have anybody that you'd like to bring up?
Yeah, I want to thank Shamrock's Pub in Humble. I want to thank Wilbert Samuel with State Farm Insurance, and I want to thank Aqua Hand Car Wash and Detail in Montrose, and Metro Fight Club and all my teammates at Metro Fight Club in South Louis.
All right, and if people want to keep up, there you go. You always got to get that in. Now, if people want to keep up with you on social media, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, catch me on Twitter, and yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up another episode of Toothless MMA's radio series.